All right, what's going on, everybody? This is Mike from the Last Corvette. And yes, this video is about the C6, the Chevy powered Corvette. There for sure will be another C6 or a C7 that will have the same license plate. I am currently working on that, but let's talk about this whole process of selling the C6, right? So, as I stated in my update video, I kind of made up my mind earlier this past summer. And the reason really was, it's not that I didn't like the vehicle or didn't enjoy driving it or owning that vehicle. To be exact, it was more I ran out of ideas or juices for this mild build. And that's really it, honestly. It was pushing north of 400 horsepower to the tire on ethanol, which was plenty good for me. I pretty much put my finishing touches on it this past spring, and then just drove it. I drove the crap out of it this season, and like I said, I had my mind pretty much made up. And then as we got into fall, I pulled the trigger and had it listed. And within a week, it was sold to a individual here from Michigan, a couple hours away, further north from me. And this individual wanted nothing to do with any further upgrades or performance upgrades. They love the vehicle, how it sits, exterior, interior performance. They want to drive it. They want reliability, drivability. And that's that fine line, between race cars, full-blown race cars, and street cars. And my next build is going to be either a C606 or a C706. Both obviously going to be manual transmissions. And then what my focus is, kind of like to jumpstart the juices again as far as building the vehicle, is I will probably push close to 600 to the tire this time. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit easier to make the horsepower because of either LS7 or your LT package. But at the end of the day, I'm going to focus in more on power versus just like aesthetics, essentially. And I think it's going to be awesome. We're gonna dive into another Corvette, another project, and over the years I'll make it my own, and we'll see if I sell it or not. But at the end of the day, I will keep you guys posted when it comes to the vehicle. And of course, I'm not just going to show you guys a bunch of vehicles at auction until it's basically signed, sealed, and delivered, as they say. I'll keep it under wraps, and when the vehicle comes here, we'll talk about it. Somebody else asked me if I was going to buy a C5 FRC. That's always been on my radar. If I find the right C5 FRC, then I will absolutely buy it. And some people might think that would be like a step in the wrong direction. Not for me. I always like the bubble tops, but more than likely it's going to be either a C6 Gen or a C7, and then we'll kind of just go from there. So yeah, it wasn't about the vehicle. It was about me, just kind of running out of ideas, honestly. And I didn't want to push the vehicle into a whole different group and a whole different level of performance, because that takes a lot of money. And it also shrinks your market if you do decide to sell it, if you start building a full-blown race car. And then kind of the icing on the cake is it's always cheaper to buy something that's already built versus buying and then building it. I've said that before, but also it's harder to sell vehicles that are full-blown performance race vehicles, number one. And number two, you will never get that money out of it. It doesn't matter, because there's a market value for everything. So if you got 15 grand dumped into it, doesn't mean you're going to get that 15 grand out. It happens very, very rarely when somebody walks in and actually know what they're looking at, and they want that specific car or that specific spec. Other than that, it's always a loss. So talk to you guys later. Enjoy your Sunday.